Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Air Kitty. Okay, so today I'm kind of doing something a little bit differently for the channel. There's some news that I've kind of come across, and granted, I'm not a reviewer. I'm not a reviewer. I'd love to be. I don't have that foresight, though. So I'm here on the Kingdom Hearts website, and for all of you Kingdom Hearts fans, if you've been following along, Square Enix, the, creators of Kingdom Hearts. There's Kingdom Hearts 3, by the way. The creators of Kingdom Hearts and everything are coming out with a new game called Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. I haven't completed the Kingdom Hearts series, though I am a huge fan of it. I recently just got all the games for PlayStation 4. Literally. Okay, actually. All the games, all the little extras, and even the movie. Yes, Kingdom Hearts has a movie. And I've heard in recent news that there's actually going to be possibly on Disney Plus a TV series for Kingdom Hearts as well, which I'm looking forward to. But this is not why we're here. This is absolutely not why we're here. So, apparently, and I guess we can say it is a certified Kingdom Hearts 3 personality quiz? I had no idea that Square Enix put this up. But I found it. Obviously, it's just sitting right there on the main nav bar. And I was like, sounds interesting. I've never done it before. Never. I guess there was one for Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, Birth by Sleep, I guess. I don't know. But so, I thought this would be kind of a fun idea to do this. One, people could get to know me a little bit more, get to know a little bit more about who I am as a person, my beliefs, my likes and dislikes, everything like that. But I also thought it'd be kind of funny, because obviously you can't have Kingdom Hearts without a little bit of, humor in there. So. But anyways. So the Kingdom Hearts 3 personality quiz. Which one are you? Kingdom Hearts 3 tells the story of the power of friendship, as Sora and his friends embark on a spectacular adventure set across a number of Disney and Pixar worlds. Through the power of friendship, Sora, Donald, and Goofy unite with iconic Disney Pixar characters to overcome tremendous challenges and persevere against the darkness threatening their worlds. Are you cool like Elsa? Or as brave as Buzz? Take the quiz to find out which character you would be in Kingdom Hearts 3. I think it is kind of funny that they say Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm like, why wouldn't it be a collective thing, like everything up to Kingdom Hearts 3? Every character, well, I guess that'd be kind of hard, because then it'd be like, I guess it'd like if it was like the Disney Princess quizzes, it's like, that'd make sense, because it's like, okay, which Princess of Heart are you? But it's like, well, that's technically already a thing. Disney already did that. And obviously they say, like, if you log in and register first and unlock, basically if you log in and register, you can then get, like, I think a special avatar, I guess, based on who you got. Kind of going through here, it seems like we could get, like, Sora, Buzz, Mickey, Mike Wazowski, like, Donald, Goofy. I'm guessing that those are only a few of them, though, because I don't want to, like, spoil who exactly, like, the results are. Because they did put Elsa as a result, and I don't see Elsa in this rotisserie here. So I'm guessing these are the questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 questions? Is that supposed to be like 13? Was that intentional? Like, were they trying to do 13 for, like, Organization 13, the 13 members? Okay. Not gonna get into, like, some theological kind of thing. So there is one ice cream left on sale, which your friend really wants. What do? Let your friend buy it, but sulk about it. Let your friend buy it, you'd rather see them happy. You were there first, so you'll get the ice cream you deserve. Buy it for your friend. I guess if there's, like, one more ice cream left, and I'm guessing they're talking about, like, if I was in line, and, like, me and my friend were like, oh, what do we want? And I got there first, and I was like, I want, and they were like, oh, I really want this ice cream. Granted, I'm very picky about ice cream. Really, my go-to is chocolate. I don't like to venture out too much with them. I'm not very adventurous with my taste buds. Though I am trying to get better at it. I only like chocolate, so I guess if I had another friend that only liked chocolate, we would have a problem. Otherwise, it's like most of them have been like, oh, okay, I'll take strawberry then instead. I like strawberry better. It's like, okay. But if my friend really wanted it and it was the only one, I guess I'd probably just let them buy it, and I'll buy another one. Let's see. Who would you share a friendship bracelet with? Who believes in that rubbish? The love of my life, obviously. That's a pretty big decision. My best friend, nothing is stronger than our bond. Well, the love of my life, I don't think really cares for jewelry, and I don't think would... I mean, not that he wouldn't accept a friendship bracelet, but he'd probably jokingly been like, wow, have I been demoted to friend? Is that what you're telling me? I did actually at one point buy, I think like a bracelet charm, but I had put it into a necklace or something like that. And I bought one for me and my best friend actually from high school. And it was funny because me, my best friend, and another friend of ours, we all played the Professor Layton series, and we all loved doing puzzles, and we all kind of based ourselves off of, like, the 3 main characters from, like, the first 3 games. So Professor Layton, Luke, and Flora. And we all kind of based ourselves based on, like, how good at puzzles we were. My friend Adele, she earned the right to be the professor because she literally could solve any puzzle we gave her. I got Luke because I was still really good at puzzles, but there were still some that I struggled with. And then my poor best friend Danny, she got Flora. She struggled with quite a few of them. That's not to say that she wasn't good. You know, there'd be some that, like, it would take her a little bit longer to see, like, how to solve the puzzle or whatever. But I actually did give a friendship bracelet, friendship charm to my best friend. You're home alone and you hear a sudden noise. What do you do? Approach with caution. It could be something dangerous. Hide. You're too scared to find out what it is. Continue on as normal. It's probably nothing. Bravely run towards the noise, ready for attack. I'd probably approach it very cautiously. I live out in the woods, so for me it's like hearing strange noises is not anything out of the ordinary necessarily, but there have been times where, like, I've had an animal walking through and it sounded like a person. I was like, what is that? And I'd, like, slowly, like, try to get to the window or something like that, so I'm no stranger to this scenario. You're learning how to skateboard, but you keep falling over. How do you react? Keep practicing, you'll get there eventually. Give up, this is too much work. Go online and research a new technique. Ask your friend for help. I am so gosh darn independent when it comes to me wanting to learn something for the first time. And I will say that I get really embarrassed easily when I'm learning something because I guess in some ways it would be called technically OCD, but I have a little bit of perfectionism. Like, I hate to say it, I put myself, like, on a super high bar. Like, I expect perfection from myself. It's not a good thing, I know that. It's just something, unfortunately, it's just something that I unfortunately unintentionally do. So I'm still kind of learning how to be a little bit kinder to myself. It's just it's a subconscious habit. So for me, I wouldn't necessarily give up, but I also realized, okay, I need a break. I need to, like, reset my mind. So I'd probably, hate to say it, go online and research it. Although I'm not gonna lie, I would not put a lot of merit in me learning skateboarding. Cause first and foremost, like, I'd probably, like, if a friend told me, like, oh, I want you to learn skateboarding, I'd do it to make them happy or try to. But after, like, I just didn't get it, I would just stop. Not because I was like, oh, I'm giving up, but more like, I have no interest in learning skateboarding. Radiant Garden is being rebuilt. What job will you pick up? I'm guessing Radiant Garden is something that's mentioned in the Kingdom Hearts series, but obviously much further along than where I'm at. I wonder if it's going to come up in Union Cross. Again, I'm also still not very far in that game either. Adulting's great, guys. See how much time you lose to game? Don't grow up. Don't. It's not fun. It's not as fun as you think it would have been. You thought you got to do whatever you wanted? You don't. cherish your childhoods. Let's see. I don't like to think about work. A doctor, I want to help others. A famous pop star, I want to be adored by many fans. An artist, I love to express myself creatively. Creatively? Sorry, creatively. Wow. I still don't know what Radiant Gardens is. Now I kind of want to look it up, but I won't because it's probably going to spoil stuff for me. But whatever this is, I guess, I think I'd go with an artist. Just because, like, obviously what I'm doing is kind of my form of art. I actually do like to sketch and draw and stuff like that. I haven't done it recently, but I do still like to do it from time to time. But on top of that's, like, you know, I'm also a programmer. And one of the things I like to do is I like to create different programs for different people or even for myself to help them, or to help their lives become a little easier. And obviously that's what I do for work. So, an artist, I guess. If you were an animal, which one of the following would you be? A duck, a mouse, a dog, or a cat? I would probably most definitely be a cat. Simply because, again, as I said, I am extremely independent. I've made this joke before with other people, and it's funny because it's kind of like a take on, like, the plane, where the little girl's sitting there, and she's drinking her coffee, and she's like, I like my coffee just like my men. Black. And it's like, oh. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a specification, but thanks for telling me. For me, it's like, I like my men like I like my pets. Independent. We have 2 dogs. I have learned from this experience that I am not a dog person. I am very loyal, and I'm very receptive to people's emotions, so a lot of our cats have always been like that. They've been very receptive to emotions. But they're very just independent. They're very much like, you know what? If you want to go off and do your own thing, I'll do my own thing, and we'll meet up sometime later. It'll be fine. And I'm like that. I'm like, that's totally fine with me. Who would you invite to go on holiday with? Maleficent. Not gonna lie, that might be fun. Mickey. Captain Jack Sparrow. Or Buzz Lightyear. Captain Jack Sparrow I feel like would be just a handful because I'm like, I probably wouldn't be able to bring him on holiday because anywhere I brought him, he'd been like, we can't go there, I was arrested there. We can't go there, I slept with some girl's sister and now she hates me. We can't go there because, I've got like 15 charges there. So he would just not be fun. On top of that, he's a drunk. I'm sorry, he's a drunk. He's funny, he's a great guy. But I don't want to be lugging a drunk around my holiday area. Buzz Lightyear, I wouldn't mind, but I don't know if we'd have too much in common to do anything together. Mickey, I think, would be kind of cool, but I think for me, Maleficent would probably be the one, cause like I could totally see like me and Maleficent like clicking and been like, let's do the scary rides. Like I'm not talking thrill rides, I'm talking like horror rides, horror and magic. Like for me, I'd be like we'd be for it. In battle, what would your weapon of choice be? A magic wand, a sword, a shield. I don't like to fight. I mean, no one likes to fight, but if put into the situation where I have to fight, and it's even funnier too because this is also kind of the first question you get asked. I think in every single Kingdom Hearts game too, like at the beginning. And I usually always choose the magic wand. And for me, I guess it's because, like, I always need that magic boost because, like, there have been some bosses that I literally haven't been able to defeat without magic. I've tried so hard, I just can't. Riku! I will say out of all the Kingdom Hearts characters, Riku is my favorite. Riku would be the one that I would buddy up with if I was in Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why, I feel like I would just understand him more. Like, not to say necessarily more than the other characters, but I mean, like, out of all the characters, I feel like I understand his position more, and his dilemmas, as well as the fact of he's a little older, so he seems a bit more mature, he seems to have a better handle on, like, the idea of, like, what life has to bring. I don't know, I just like him, he's really cool. What is your favorite season? when I was younger, it was autumn. And I think it was because just it was so pretty, the autumn season. And it still is, but I think every season's pretty in their own right. I think for me, though, it's still summer. It feels very cliche to say that, but summer for me holds very high significance for me. Simply because, like, so that's when a lot of our events happen. Like, when I was in high school, or actually middle school and high school, me and my cousins, when we would get out, like when school would finally end, my family, myself, and my cousins that also went to school with me, you know, we would plan a day where we would go down to, like, a state park or a beach. You know, we'd order sandwiches, and we'd have, like, a picnic, and then we'd, like, play at the beach. That was something significant to us. Also, the fact of where I live, we have quite a few beaches. So, obviously, it's like, you don't really want to go to the beach, like, during any other season except for summer. How would your friends describe you? Loyal, proud, optimistic, a genius. Oh man. I wish I had the time, and I wish I was like Markiplier where I could just call up my friends and family right in the middle of the recording, but like, hey, I got a question for you. But I can't. I guess I'm just going to guess. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like one of my friends would actually categorize me as a genius. I feel like more for the fact of, like, it's not even more like the genius part, like, not to say like I'm super, super smart, but more the wisdom part. Because out of my small group of friends, I'm actually the oldest, which is funny. But they're always coming to me with, like, life advice and stuff like that, so I do remember, like, kind of always being complimented on that fact, like, you know, like, oh, you always have such good advice, you always know what to do, and I'm like, I really don't. This is all from experience. I'm making the mistake first so that you don't have to. That's more what it is. Optimistic? I mean, I am pretty optimistic, actually, when it comes to life events. I always try to stay optimistic. I didn't have a bad childhood, but I had some bad events happen when I was a kid. Like, obviously the most significant was the idea of my parents divorcing. Now, it wasn't just simply the fact of my parents divorced and it was like, oh, that sucks, because I will say that having parents that divorce does actually cause a lot more than what people think or what they see. It causes a lot more trauma than people would think. But I guess for me, like, it kind of was bad regardless because it was a messy divorce. So it's kind of taught me that I need to be more optimistic about life, that, like, yes, bad things happen, but that doesn't mean my life is bad. The proud, I would say that more for myself. I'm a very proud individual, but not to the point of being so stubborn that I can't admit that I don't have faults or that I'm flawed. I'm not that proud. The loyal part, I would say that I am pretty loyal, but I hate to say it, it's not like a significant, like, oh, it's just kind of more like the normal amount of loyalty. I don't know if I've necessarily done anything spectacular with my loyalty, so I don't know, maybe a genius? That feels very callous, but I feel like that's probably the closest to what I would have. Like what my friends would probably say to me. What would we find you doing in your spare time? Gardening, playing football, hanging out with your friends, or watching television. Technically, it would be watching television. Half the time, it's more like I'm watching YouTube, or I'm watching something on Hulu or on Netflix. If I'm ever doing it, like if I can't record something, but I need something to do, I'm either playing video games or I'm watching something on YouTube. Pretty much the two things I've been doing for the last 10 years. What is most important to you? Ooh, this is a good life question, I guess. Love, friendship, being number one, or my prized possessions? I can get pretty attached, but I'm not materialistic at all. Like, obviously, like, you see that there's obviously like a lot of things in my room. But if I lost them, it's like there are certain things that I would be upset about losing, but if I lost them, it's like it wouldn't be that devastating to me, I guess. Being number one, I don't know if that would necessarily be the thing that I would strive for, because it's like, even for me, like in my field where I'm at in my life, it's like I realize I'm not gonna be the best. Kind of like the same thing with YouTube. I don't expect that I'm gonna be the best YouTuber out there. I don't expect that I'm going to be the best, you know, video game walkthrough, let's play, or anything like that. Like, I don't expect myself to get up to the numbers that, like, you know, PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, you know, all of those guys have. But it's more the fact of, it's kind of like the whole idea, like, do you, like, be real, like, a master at one thing and only that one thing, or have a little bit of knowledge in multiple things? So it's kind of like be a master or a jack of all trades. And I always want to be the jack of all trades kind of idea. I may not necessarily be the master at what I'm doing. I may not be the best. But I want to be the best that I can be for what I'm doing. And for the people that I'm doing it for. Friendship, it's funny because friendship and love, I feel like kind of are more like interconnected. Because it's the thing of, like, if you have friendship, that kind of means that you have love. I know in this sense they don't necessarily mean it like that. They mean more like the romantic love, like having a partner. I guess with this, like, love would be the thing that I would pick. Because it's a thing of, like, my friends do love me. They don't love me the same way that my boyfriend Jeffrey loves me. But they still love me. Even if it's, like, a platonic love. It's like, it's still a love. You know, it's the same thing with my parents. You know, my parents love me. Obviously, it's not the same as Jeffrey, and it's not the same as necessarily my friends. But it's still love in general. And for me, that's kind of what matters more. Just simply because, like, kind of going back to that whole thing of, like, having a divorce. Especially when you have kids. Now, that's not necessarily to say that, you know, my parents didn't love me. It's like, as I simply stated, my parents love me a lot. But that was one thing that my parents, both of my parents, reinstantiated during the divorce. And even though I didn't really see it then, because I was like, I know you love me. Why do you keep telling me you love me? I understood now why. Because one of the big things that does happen for quite a few people in a divorce, I realized, was they feel unloved, or they feel like maybe they caused something to start the divorce, or something like that. I didn't realize that, actually. That was something I learned as my parents were going through a divorce. And it was one of those things where, like, I kind of realized why they reinstantiated that love. And it kind of helped me realize, like, that's kind of what I find most important, because for my parents, in a sense, they kind of reinstilled that idea of, like, love is the most important thing. And I've had more moments from that, or in the future from that moment, that has reinstantiated that idea, like, having love for me has worked out better than just having friendship, or being number one, or having materialistic possessions. What is your favorite genre of music? It's not up here, actually. I will say that I am one of the few people in my area, well, not necessarily one of the few, but I'm one of the few people of my generation, I feel like, that loves country music. You know, I listen to it all the time. It's actually funny, one song, it's kind of a mix of pop music and country music, but I still really like it. It's called Ladies in the 90s. It pretty much describes my whole life. Like, I remember I sung a lot in the backseat of the car with my dad. I think my dad at some point actually did have a beat-up Ford truck. I really liked this truck. It was even funnier because it had these, like, red velvet seats and it was completely white. And, like, obviously, like, all the songs and all the artists that she references that were big in the 90s, I'm like, I 100% listen to them. But to the question at hand, though, I guess pop would be the one that I would go for, because, like, I listen to quite a bit of, like, the 90s and early 2000s pop songs. So I guess that would be the closest. Well, no wonder I would understand Riku's plights, 'cause I'm Maleficent. Nemesis to King Mickey and an evil fairy who seeks to rule over all worlds. Nice. I could probably actually definitely see me as Maleficent, in the sense of if we're talking about the live action, like the actual Maleficent live action movie. She felt wronged, wanted revenge, but her heart was kind of softened by Aurora, and she was like, alright, you know, like she kind of lost herself but then found herself again. And I feel like that journey for me is very relatable for myself. Simply because I definitely feel like I had that kind of life growing up. I feel like at some point I kind of lost myself, like I felt bitter, I was angry about things, just because of like obviously like the stuff that had happened during the divorce and, you know, things growing up that I hadn't yet realized. And over time, it felt like I kind of had to teach myself those life lessons of, you know, listen more to myself, be kinder to myself. One thing I actually learned, and it was actually surprisingly from Once Upon a Time, another kind of Disney movie tie-in, when they had the one episode about like Captain Nemo and the Nautilus from the book and movie 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Captain Nemo in those episodes actually had said to, I think it was Killian, getting revenge doesn't actually feel good. Like, it doesn't solve anything. You are just left feeling empty and just nothingness. And it was funny because I didn't really realize it until I heard that saying, and then I kind of started thinking to myself, I'm like, you know, he's right. Getting the last say, doing things to make sure that you're right, it doesn't feel good. One, because like it feels like you kind of stoop down to that person's level. So it's like, oh, I'm no better than the person who wronged me. But then it also kind of feels like you're not even, like, even if the person wronged you, it's like you don't even have the satisfaction or necessarily that rewarding feeling of, I wrote that wrong kind of idea. Because it's like you've spent your whole life wasting away trying to get back at this person. So yeah. This was fun. I really like doing these quizzes. I really like being able to kind of dig a little deeper for myself, another Disney reference, and just be able to kind of look inwards on myself and then be able to get these kind of fun results at the end. I hope you guys had fun with this. I hope you had fun learning a little bit more about myself, as well as, you know, I hope you're interested in the information that I had to review at the beginning of this video. I hope to do more of these quizzes. Obviously, I'm going to try to put more themes and everything, maybe. I don't know, if there's interesting quizzes that come up again, I might do those. But anyways, guys, this is it. If you want to do this for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to go find it. And, you know, let me know what you get. I'm actually interested. Which Disney or Kingdom Hearts 3 character are you? So I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!